Today in math, we're going to learn how to subtract 10 from a two-digit number using mental computation. That's a big word, isn't it? Basically, that means doing the math in your head instead of on paper, or what Mrs. Campbell would call mental math. So we're going to use your math folder because we need the 100 number chart on the back for our lesson today. So if you don't have that in front of you already, please grab it quickly. Place it in front of you, and we're going to get started with a little bit of math meeting here first. So today's date is Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. To write that date in digits, it would look like this. April is the 4th month of the year. It's the 7th day of the month. And the last two digits is 20, 4, 7, 20. Now you might have seen a sheet that looks like this in the front of your binder. I placed it in a plastic sleeve so that you could use an expo marker to mark on it each day, and then you can wipe it off and reuse it again the next day. And this looks similar to the calendar that we use at school. So the month is April and the year is 2020, and today is the 7th day of the month. What day of the week did April begin on? You're right, April began on Wednesday. The first day was last Wednesday. Remember, not all months begin at the very beginning of the line, do they? Some months begin in the middle of the week. Some months even begin at the end of that first week. April began right in the middle on Wednesday. And of course, we're in the second week of April. Today is the 7th. Do any of you remember what date is Nora's birthday? If you guessed April 10th, you are correct. So that means her birthday is coming up very soon. In fact, it is this week. But let's find out how many days until Nora's birthday. So we're going to count up until we get to 10. Here we go. 8, 9, 10. How many days until her birthday? Yes, it is 3 days. And what day of the week is Nora's birthday? Let's ride the calendar up to find out. It is Friday. Nora's birthday is this Friday. So she gets to celebrate her birthday on Easter weekend. And of course, Saturday is the 11th and Sunday is the 12th. And that is Easter Sunday. So you can also write your date down at the bottom. Today's date is April 7th, 2020. Just keep your skills up in writing that neatly on the line. You can sing your months of the year, just like we do at school, your days of the week. And then, this looks like our days in school chart, doesn't it? Except what's missing. I know, the straws are missing. I don't have you guys here to help me count the straws and to put them in bundles. But if my calculations are correct, we have been in school for 141 days. So if we were at school counting, we would have had a bundle up yesterday on Monday. And today is 141. So if you want to keep track of that each day, how many hundreds, how many tens, how many ones? 141. And then if you really want to challenge, you can write that number using tally marks. And that is a big number. Now, very briefly, I just want to do a little problem like we would do at school. I want to read a little story problem to you. And we're going to use this clock up here, little teeny tiny clock that I drew. Listen to this problem. The children at Island Avenue School eat lunch at noon. At 3:00 p.m., they go home. How many hours are they in school in the afternoon? What time is on this clock? You're right. The clock is at noon, isn't it? It is on 12 o'clock. So it says the children at Island Avenue School eat lunch at noon, just like you do when we're at school. And maybe you're eating lunch at noon at home as well. Then at 3:00 p.m., they go home. How many hours are they in school in the afternoon? Well, let's count. if they eat lunch at 12 noon, and then they go home at 3, let's count how many hours they're at school in the afternoon. 1, 2, 3. They're in school for 3 hours in the afternoon. That would be the answer to that problem. Okay, we're going to move on to our lesson, adding 10 to a 2-digit number. Okay. If I had 30 cents and I wanted to take away 10 cents, I would write that like this: 30 cents minus 10 cents. Okay, that's subtraction. We're taking away. How much money is 30 cents? We could use 3 dimes to represent 30 cents, couldn't we? And each dime is worth how much? Each dime is worth 10 cents. So that is 30 cents. And then we're going to take away 10 cents. Basically, we're going to take away one of those dimes, right? So if I had 30 cents and I take away 10 cents, how much money do I have left? Well, let's count. 10, 20. We would have 20 cents left. 30 cents minus 10 cents equals 20 cents. Let's do another easy one, and then we're going to get into some ones in the ones place instead of tens. But let's do another easy one. If I have 50 cents and I take away 10 cents, how much money do I have left? Well, I can show 50 cents using 5 dimes. Each dime is worth 10 cents. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then it says I'm going to subtract or take away 10 cents. I'm going to take away one of those dimes. How many do I have left? Let's count. 10, 20, 30, 40. And what's the answer? 40 cents. Do you notice what we're doing here? We've done this in class before. Do you remember? How many tens do we have here? We have 5 tens, don't we? Remember when we had 5 dimes? And then how many tens are we taking away? We're taking away 1 10. Remember when we erased that dime? So then how many tens do we have left? 4, because 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay? Well, what if we added some ones in there? Let's do one that looks a little bit different. Let's do 45 cents minus 10 cents. So now we have ones, don't we? How many ones do we have? We have 5 ones. So what would that look like? Well, we would have how many dimes? 4 dimes. And then how many ones? We have 5 ones, don't we? We're going to represent that with 5 pennies. And each penny represents, of course, 1 cent. So here we have 45 cents. Let's count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. 45 cents. 4 tens, 5 ones. I want to take away 10 cents. How much will I have left? I think some of you are probably already using mental computation, and you know the answer. Let's take that dime away. Remember, I'm not taking ones away. I'm only taking that 10 away. So I'm going to take away one of those dimes. And now how many do I have left? Let's count. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So 45 cents minus 10 cents equals 35 cents, right? But we can figure that out easily. We don't have to use dimes and pennies to figure this out. We can look at our tens place and know that we're taking away one of those tens. And we know that 4 take away 1 is what? It is 3. Does that change our ones? No. See, look at that 0 there. We're not taking away any ones. Our 5 cents remains the same. So the answer is 35 cents. I'd like for you to take out your math folder now, turn over to the back to your 100 number chart. And I would like for you to point to the number 80. Point to the number 80 on your 100 number chart. And then I would like for you to point to the number that is 10 less than 80. I'll give you a second to find it. Most of you know that you are going to point to the number that is above 80, right? Because 10 less than 80 is 70. So that's like saying in your head, 80 minus 10 equals 70. Okay, let's do another one. I'd like for you to point to the number 40. Point to the number 40 on your 100 number chart. And you know what I'm going to ask you, don't you? Now you can find this much faster, I'm sure. Please point to the number that is 10 less than 40. What is it? You're right. If you go up 1, it is 30. Because 40 minus 10 is 30. All right, let's try a number that has ones. So now I would like for you to point to the number 59. Okay, I'm going to give you a second to find 59. It's going to be right there before 60. Now I'd like for you to point to the number that is 10 less than 59. What is it? I know you know it. It is what? 49, right? Because 4 is 1 less than 5. So 59 minus 10 is 49. Let's do one more. I want you to find the number 31. 31. What number is 10 less than 31? You're right. It is 21. And you guys just got some good practice in learning how to subtract 10 from a 2-digit number. The thing for you to remember is that you are subtracting the 10. Most of the time when we are doing this, you will see a problem that looks like this one. 79 minus 10. So you'll look at that number and you're going to look at your tens place and you're going to say, I have 7 tens and I'm going to take away 1 10. How many tens do I have left? Well, 1 less than 7 is 6. And then my ones will stay the same. 79 minus 10 equals what? 69. Very good.